as civilians. I would like also to talk about another aspect which should make every Ugandan concerned about this particular case. It's not every day that governments go and abduct their citizens from other countries, also neighboring countries. One would have to look behind the mindsets of those who are conducting such an operation, where a government goes and abducts its citizens from another country and does not go through the established channels through which, when a person is arrested in a different country, processes are in place, are established, legal as well as diplomatic. That never happened, because they were abducted on Saturday, and by Sunday, they were in Makinde, taken through both borders, the Kenyan border and the Ugandan border, the official borders. So what would be the mindset of those who are conducting such an operation, considering the consequences of that? Kenya itself, I saw a few days back a public servant representing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs trying to explain this question, because there are so many questions in Kenya itself. And I saw him almost speaking Greek, because he was not able to come out openly to say whether the Kenyan government was behind it or not. That wouldn't be facing the Kenyan government right now if those who are conducting the operation from this side were not operating from the mindset in which they are operating. We don't have information as why they would do that first and foremost, when they clearly knew that Dr. Kizza Besigye has been going out of the country and he comes back. They were clearly aware that he would be back, that they would not wait, even if they had any case to put against him, to arrest him when in Uganda, should be a concern of all Ugandans. Why so? Because it would clearly mean that, one, either those who conducted this operation were in panic for whatever reason, one wouldn't understand. Two, that at their subconscious level, they have given up on the image of their government, that they no longer care about protecting image, because basically maybe they think in their minds that they no longer have anything to protect in terms of image. You don't do that. As you can see, the attraction this case has raised, regionally, continentally, and internationally. What government will not care about its image when there are consequences of that nature? Unless in the subconscious level, they have given up on image. They no longer believe that they got an image to protect. Three, or those who are conducted the operation are inept, that they have no capability to weigh when they are conducting or planning operations of that nature, to balance a number of issues before they make a decision of that nature. Or four, they are so reckless that they don't care about what happens. Now, in case it is any of those four, or a combination of them, that should make all of us worried as Ugandans. Because the management of security forces is key in the stability of the country. So if it is because of recklessness or ineptness, it should be a cause for concern for all of us, including those who are in the regime. Because we have got people who handle issues of that nature, to handle them the way they handle the matter. Even those who are senior in government, political as well as military, should think deeply on this particular issue. So we are happy and we thank you, the leader of opposition and the members of parliament who are here with you for hosting us this day. We should not let this matter rest We are glad that there are regional interest, a number of political actors in this whole of East Africa, and they continue raising pressure all around. I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and also the members of the press for covering us today. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to invite Honorable and former Leader of Opposition, Honorable Fula Okutu. Thank you.
Lord Mayor, can you please come and address the media on behalf of PFF?
The principals of various political entities here, our host here, the Leader of Opposition, honorable members of Parliament present here, members of the US, all the dignitaries. First of all, I would like to correct the impression here. I wasn't invited as the Road Mayor here. Yes, I hold that title. I'm proud of it, but I'm not here as the Road Mayor of Kampala. I am here as the acting president of the FDC, sitting at Katonga, now in transit to PFF. So I would like that to be duly organized because we had a delegates conference that convened at Katonga and I was duly elected. And we have an institution we are running there. We are in the process of morphing into PFF. So I headed a delegation here comprising of Honorable Waf here, Honorable Makando here, and also Honorable Doreen Nyanjura here. I would like to thank the principals here of various political entities for organizing this arrangement, this forum, to jointly come out, condemn these transgressions. This is not a matter for Dr. Kizza Besigye. It's not a matter for Obedi Kamlegea. It's not a matter for the NOP victims who are languishing before the General Court Martial, and of course in other ungazetted detention facilities. It's not a matter for General Muntu or any of us. It's a matter for all Ugandans. We are talking about universal human rights. We are talking about a travesty of justice, which is under our watch, superintended over by people who are supposed to take charge of the country under the existing constitutional order. The greatest concern to all of us, the Constitution right now is a mere paper tiger. And that should concern all of us. We oftentimes talk about the Constitution being the supreme law of the land, but that's no more. It's an illusory document which is taking a direction parallel to what the powers that be are doing. It's incumbent upon all of us, regardless of our political differences, different political affiliations, to rally in single file and take on the bull by the horns. And I'm glad this morning we have assembled here to make this proclamation that we stand in unison against this injustice. We thank you very, very much, all of you, the principals, for the firm stance you have taken. For the record, the General Court Martial is not a court, and I will request from our vocabulary to expunge it. We should expand it from our vocabulary. It's a disciplinary committee. If you want to be civil enough, you can call it a tribunal. But it's not a court within the meaning of the law. It's a misnomer, even under the Constitution, under our laws. It's not a court of competent record. It's not a court of judicature. When we are looking at the hierarchy of courts, it's nowhere. It's like the Discipline and Rules Committee of Parliament. It's not a court. So, by continuing to call it a court, we are sanitizing it. And we give that facade of, trial being conducted by an impartial court, which is not the case. So let us call it what it is, a disciplinary committee of the military, where they are dragging civilians to subject them to martial law. And it's high time we came out together, assertively and aggressively, to say enough is enough. We have exhausted the legal processes of challenging the jurisdiction of this court, this tribunal over civilians. We have done that before. And I would like colleagues here, without singling out individuals, at least the Honorable Medard Sekona here led us very well in the case of Kabaziguruka, where court unequivocally pronounced itself on this matter. Unequivocally. 2021, the decision was made. The Attorney General made an appeal, which is still pending. And those of you who are interested in this ruling, which was given by Justice Owinyidoro, 2021, staying execution of that proclamation, they were very instructive directives. He said, since this is a matter of great public concern, urgent in nature, it will be fixed and disposed of expeditiously. That was way back 5th August 2021. We are now in 2024. Maybe in his diction, with all due respect, the word expeditious has acquired a new meaning. Because if up to now it has not been disposed of, and I want to tell you for the record, since then, the justices of the Supreme Court were handling, many have passed on. Justice Opiowelu died, Justice Arach died, Justice Mwonda, Faith Mwonda. Now it's just Chibita and Owinyidoro who are still there. And there is no indication as to when it's going to be disposed of. Members of Parliament who are here, Article 79 is very, very clear. It's a duty of all of you to protect, jealously protect the Constitution, the sanctity of the Constitution, its spirit and the letter. Let us rise to the occasion, regardless of our political divide. As I conclude, the proceedings continue tomorrow. The proceedings, the impending proceedings, continue tomorrow. The worst experience you can have as a practicing advocate is to appear before that committee. We had long taken decisions never to appear there. I remember, for the record, I want to again remind those who are not aware. It's not the first time Dr. Besigye is appearing there. 2005 was there. And when we appeared with my brother here, Yusuf Nsibambi, then one of our legal counsel was bold enough, and this is what is demanded of all of us. The late Samuel Kaleganjo, when he looked at the whole hostile environment in that room, manned by the late General Eritumwine, he said this is a kangaroo court. He described it up till, this is a kangaroo court. Then Eri Tumwine, in a bullish manner, with all, may his soul rest in eternal peace, asked, who has said it? Who has said it? There was a deafening silence within, I don't want to call it courtroom, a room for a committee, I don't know, is it a committee room? In that committee room, there was deafening silence. Then Sam Kariganjuba boldly stood up and said, I said it. Mwine rolled his eyes 360 degrees. Said, he didn't know what to do about him. This is exactly what we need to do. Simply because you could not drag him to the door, he had to pounce on the little ones, myself and Alak. We had to pay the price. We were dragged into the door, court-martialed, and convicted. So I appear before that court, both as a counsel and as a convict. And look here, gentlemen, this is a very serious matter. You are having non-lawyers presiding over serious matters. The offense under under Section 128 of the UPDF Act, under which Obed and Besigye are charged, carries a maximum sentence of death. Death, once they are convicted. Death. Firearms Act, you know the sentence, being in possession of military hardware. These are very serious offenses. In the case of Amon Tumwebaze, of these offenses, now the charge sheet of Dr. Besigye, now it is stretching to Geneva, it is going to Greece, Kenya, wherever. Ladies and gentlemen, I kindly ask, let's rise to the occasion. It's the reason lawyers from all over the world are joining us. This morning, Martha Karua has come back. She has already landed. We are going to have a press conference shortly after here, and members of the press, you are invited. She has a package for you. On the next phase, I think we are now going to engage in another gear. We are in gear number 4 or 5. I don't want to tell you the second gear we are engaging. So shortly after this, I invite you at State Hall. You come because there are issues we are trying to address. There is another lawyer who has also joined us from Angola. He has also just touched the ground now. There are those who are coming from Nigeria, South Africa, and across Africa. Let's team together. Let's take the bull by the horns. Let's marshal all the efforts we have. We put an end to this insanity. Together, we must decisively deal with this madness. Otherwise, tomorrow it will be you. Finally, we have it on good record. Dr. Besigye was supposed to be killed at Riverside. This I speak on good authority, and I don't want to mince words. The assignment are given to the mercenaries. Eliminate him, execute him. It was just by the grace of the Lord, a supervening factor came in. I think by divine intervention. Yes, when you talk about an act of God, that is survived by a whisker. Only the act of doing rendition was just an afterthought. But the mission finished him from there. On another occasion, we shall furnish you with the details of the same. So on that note, I want to end here by inviting my brother here, Mayanja, General Mayanja. No, it's not a general, it's like myself. I remember in the general court martial when I went to stand surety for General Sejusa, they asked me whether I'm a four-star general, and I was flushed out of that committee. So I've been asked to invite senior leader here, Honorable Kibirige Mayanja. But as he comes, leader of opposition, I take exception to the practice here. How can the Lord Mayor of the city, the leader of a political entity, be stripped of my property at the entrance there? I don't even have a copy of the Constitution. I don't have anything, even in my bag. Everything confiscated at the entrance. I don't know why. So anyway, those are the things we need to deal with. We are living in hard times. The floor is yours, Honorable Mayanja. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, especially the leader of opposition, for inviting us today for a common purpose, for a common cause. I have been already introduced, Mayanja Kibirige, and I don't need a lot of introduction. And I am from the Justice Forum. I will just take this opportunity to introduce one member of the Justice Forum here, who is here. If there is any other one, you will let me know. But so far, I am with the Karungi Masmus, who is from the Justice Forum. Of course, we are here to condemn the abduction of our colleague and then being arraigned in the court martial. And that's a very, very serious issue for all of us as opposition. I'm sure none of us here is safe. So it is really our duty to come up and take joint action like this. And I thank the leader of opposition for convening us in this fashion, because this is the only way we can really deliver a message that what was done was wrong, it was inhuman. Dr. Besigye was abducted in Kenya. So I'm not so much of a lawyer, but the scene of crime was in Kenya. How Uganda got the jurisdiction to go and abduct people from Kenya, the lawyers will tell us. But I think the Kenyan government also can be said to be involved, because otherwise they neglect the security of Ugandans or the security of non-Kenyans, and which puts all our lives in danger. That when you are in Kenya, anytime you can be abducted. So this case has implications on the East African community, implications on the international system of justice, and so on and so forth. But while all of that is going, we are saying that there is no reason why Dr. Besigye should be kept in prison. He should be, he should be released. He should be released. He should be tried in the civilian courts, because the lawyers have already emphasized this case. So I really don't have to say much. It is enough that we have demonstrated this solidarity when one of us is being denied justice. And I want to thank all of you for making it to this interface with the press. So I take this opportunity to invite Honorable Winnie Kizza Besigye as Honorable Winnie Kizza as the next speaker.
The leaders of the different political parties and formations that are in the room, our leader of the opposition, members of parliament, members of the press, we gather here today to condemn the manner in which our brothers, Dr. Kizza Besigye and Alhaj Abed Kamlegea, were abducted from Kenya, where they had gone on their personal and individual duties. Our elder, Dr. Mayanja Kibirige, referred to me as Honorable Winnie Kizza Besigye. I take it with dignity. Dr. Kizza Besigye is our mentor in politics. And in fact, when we were starting our political struggles, and I was named the Minister of Community Service, Gender and Community Development during the reform agenda time, the media said The reform agenda grouping lacked leaders, and Besigye decided to name his wife and positioned her in Kasese. So from that time, I was referred to as Dr. Besigye's other wife. My husband is aware of that. And where I go, they call me Winnie Kizza Besigye. I don't take offense. So I come here to join the other colleagues to condemn and stand in solidarity with with Dr. Kizza Besigye, wherever he is, and Abedi Kamlegea. So sad that Ugandans can look at this matter as a matter of Dr. Besigye. Today is Dr. Besigye, tomorrow is you. And I would like to say that an attack on any member of the opposition should be looked at as an attack to all of us. We join here as leaders of different political groupings because we know that Dr. Besigye believes in the unity of the opposition. And so when we come here to join hands to condemn the act and condemn the President of the Republic of Uganda, the manner in which he is dispersing the issues of this republic that is putting us in jeopardy as a country, the manner in which he has muzzled all state institutions and he thinks he is going to export this to other countries, is another issue that we should worry about. When Dr. Besigye is accused of committing atrocities in Greece, atrocities in Geneva, atrocities in Kenya, and is arraigned in a military court in Uganda, is an issue that we should worry about in terms of diplomatic missions. Because I don't know at what stage President Museveni became the president of Greece, became the president of Geneva, and now is taking over the issues of Kenya. As a country, we should get worried. This should not be a matter of Dr. Besigye. It's not a matter of only the members of the opposition. It's a matter for all of us, the citizens of Uganda. We should also be bothered that other people from other countries are getting concerned about the justice system of Uganda, and that we as citizens are at peace with ourselves. Having said this, I would like to invite all of us tomorrow to Makindi. One, to show solidarity, and then two, to send a signal that we are dissatisfied with the way citizens and non-military personnel are being arraigned in court martials. It happened to our people in the Renzoris in 2014. Citizens were arrested, arraigned in court martial, in a ground. Actually, the court was seated in a ground, and the judge was there, dancing around and about. And we knew this was an anomaly, it was an injustice, it was an illegality, but it continued. Those of us who saw it happen, we condemned it. Some citizens remained silent. Friends, it is an issue that we should all raise up to condemn, an issue that we should be preoccupied with, because it is an issue that concerns all of us. I would therefore like to call upon all of us to stand in solidarity. One, with Dr. Kizza Besigye, but two, to condemn the manner in which they were arrested. Three, to say enough is enough, the way citizens are being treated, that anybody who has a different view from that of President Museveni is looked at as a rebel, is looked at as an enemy of the state, and so it defeats the purpose for which the Constitution was made. There are provisions of free association, freedom to associate, freedom to speak, freedom to assemble. But if all those freedoms are now no longer available for us, the citizens, then I don't see whether we still have any constitution to call a constitution. Friends, As you may be aware, lawyers came up to say we are taking on this matter. But as up to now, the Honorable Martha Karua's certificate that he asked for has not yet been granted. I would imagine similarly to other lawyers who want to come. What is the meaning of this to us as citizens? These are issues that we should begin pondering about and work harder to defend, because it may happen to Besigye today, when it happens to you tomorrow, there may be no one to speak. All the other energies will be depleted. So we need to come together in solidarity. We need to support one another at times like this. And then we need also to continue showing our government that they can do better. And that we as citizens will not just look on as they violate our rights, as they manipulate the Constitution, and as they do illegalities in our face. We shall continue to speak, just like the speakers before me mentioned it. There is no amount of intimidation. There is no amount of coercion. There is nothing that is going to stop us from speaking what we believe in as being the right for the people of Uganda. There is nothing that is going to stop us from demanding for justice. There is nothing that will stop us for demanding for good governance. I want to thank you for listening to me, and I want to call upon all of us once again, let us be at court tomorrow. And we continue to make statements to our nation and the government of President Museveni that the capture of institutions will not stop the will of the people to happen. We shall continue fighting, we shall continue mobilizing, we shall continue speaking no matter what. Having said that, I would like to take a singular honor of inviting the Honorable Ken John Luchams, the man.